guys, and welcome to another Gravey's Brew Review with me, Gareth Goes Gravey. And then guys, for this review, as you can see from the title, for this one I'm bringing you a beer and a homebrew that I touched upon once before. I want to say at the tail end of last year or at the tail end of the summer, I can't exactly remember. But anyway, again, as you can see from the title, it is the Brett Golden Ale. And before I pour it and tell you what I did, I'll just give you a quick look at the bottle and the particulars. And as you can see, there's the bottling date. This has been in the bottle just under 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. Anyway, as I said, a little while ago, I did brew this once before. I didn't actually bring it to you on camera. I just gave you little clips. But I thought I would actually this time give you a proper look and just tell you a little bit more about this particular beer. So whilst I pour it, excuse me, let me tell you what I did. Okay, so in 7 litres of water, I added 696 grams of Pilsner malt, 239 grams of pale ale malt, 31 grams of both torrefied wheat and white wheat, and 12 grams of acidulated malt. I mashed that for an hour at just over 65 degrees. Once the mash was done, I started my boil. This was just a one hop throughout this. It was a 60-minute boil. At 60 minutes I added 3.4 grams of pearl or perle. At 45 minutes, so 15 minutes into the boil, I added 3 grams, and at 5 minutes I added the rest of a small pouch that I purchased, which was 6.1 grams, again of perle. I fermented, or I pitched, with White Labs WLP 648 Britannomyces brucellensis, I want to say. And that was in the fermenter for about a week. I can't exactly remember the gravities. If I can find them, I'll pop them down there. But anyway, as you can see from the title again, the final gravity came to 5.5%. Anyway, here is the beer. Getting straight back onto it. Here's the beer. Excuse me. Nice, fluffy white head, not entirely overly packed bubbles. Colour, that's a nice light gold, very hazy, as you would imagine, with that kind of grain bill. So I don't know how well you can see it. I can actually see it very clearly. I'll try and hold it there for you. But there is a nice stream of carbonation making its way up the glass. Very nice indeed. So again, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Let's just get my nose in there. Let's see what we get. Oh, and straight off, you can smell the sourness from the Brettanomyces yeast. You smell the funk, again the sourness. A little bit of pineapple coming through, a little bit of grapefruit. But again, at 2 weeks in the bottle, you can really smell the sourness and the funk from that yeast. Before I take a taste, what I have actually done, this is actually the second bottle I am sampling. I've actually put the rest aside. It's about 4 bottles out of 6. I put the rest aside because I want to come back to the beer in a couple of months, maybe 3, 4, maybe 6 months. See if that yeast maybe dries the beer a bit more, maybe funks it up a bit more. Who knows? But anyway, on the subject of the dryness and the funk and the flavour, let's dive in. Cheers. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, that is sour. Oh, taking my breath away. Well, on the flavour, again, you are getting that sourness. You are getting that bitterness from the yeast. Admittedly, it does actually dry very quickly on the tongue, which I think I was hoping that kind of would have happened, because I have had these kind of beers before where when they are sour, they are funky, they do dry quite quick on the tongue. That was actually what I was kind of hoping for. And as I speak, I'm not really getting much of any fruitiness there on the flavour. What I am actually getting is a lot of Belgian-y flavours, a lot of that barnyardy, musty, musky kind of flavour. But it isn't actually that harsh, despite the sourness. It's not harsh, it's not bitter. Again, the sourness is coming through very nicely. Probably a little bit more than I actually wanted, but well, this is what happens for this, when I've brewed it twice. So again, I think by letting what I've got left stand, mature, maybe dry out a bit more, maybe bring out some more flavours. Who knows? It might just improve. I don't know. I'm just going to dive in once more and just see if I can't get any of the flavours, the similar flavours to any of the aromas I was getting, because this is actually a lot different on the palate than it is on the nose. Just when I held that little mouthful, there was just a tiny hint of that grapefruitiness, tiny bit of the pineapple-y kind of flavour. But again, all that's really coming through is that sourness from the Brett yeast. So I think again, what I'd like to do is maybe come back to this in a few months and see if there's any difference. But that's really all I can say about it. There's not a lot more I can say. So I'm going to quickly wrap this one up. And before I do, as always, and I think I should have mentioned this at the top of the video, but I will say it now. I got the recipe for this from James and Steve at Basic Brewing. Link to the channel will be down there, or link to their channel, and I'll pop a link to the video where I got this recipe. And the recipe is more or less the same, or my recipe is just the same as theirs, apart from the quantities. They brewed, I think, 5, maybe 10 gallons, I can't remember, and I only brewed the 1. And as always, again, recipe will be down there. You can get the full recipe from the video that I will link from James and Steve. So, if you like your Belgian beers, give it a go. I think you'll like it. Excuse me. Hey guys, well, that's all I've really got for you. As always, if you have any general comments, questions or queries about the drink, drop them down there in the comments. We'll get some discussion going. And if you've brewed this before and you agree or disagree with anything I've said in the course of this video, or if there's anything that you did differently that you'd probably like to suggest for me to try, I'm open to suggestions. Drop your comments down there, we'll talk. Alright guys, well, that's all I've got for you for now. So until next time, from Gravey's Brewery, this has been Gareth Goes Gravy. I'll see you later. Cheers.